Hey everyone, and welcome to The Theorist
And the Savant,
with your host JC Botero 67.
and Alex Sinclair.
And today we're taking a look at chapter 9 of The Ninth Life. Oh hey, 9 9.
Right? I
That's
can't
pretty
believe
cool.
it's 9 chapters already.
It is really crazy to think that it is at 9 chapters. Like time flies, man. I mean, we're already in March. Like
I know.
it feels like just yesterday was, you know, New Year's Eve and whatever.
Well, it still feels like New Year's Eve outside. It's all icy and snowy and crap.
Oh, well, for you. It's like 90 over here, so
Well,
yeah, pretty crazy. All right, so the chapter starts off with Ciel and Alois, and they're talking, and it was so funny because I thought at first, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like that moment where Alois is probably going to mess with some of Sebastian's stuff, and we get to find out the secret. But that doesn't happen just yet. So actually, Ciel's on the phone with Lizzie or whatever, because like they're apologizing to each other about what happened that night that Ciel got sick at the bar and blah blah blah. And Sebastian is supposedly Ciel's cousin. And I thought it was really funny that Anime Cujo had Ciel say something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, he kind of does look like my dad," because I've heard that this whole theory thing of, "Whoa, Sebastian kind of looks like Vincent," and I'm just like,
he
that's
does.
kind
It's
of
really weird.
awkward. No wonder I came across this like Vincent CL fanfic thing, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna read this. It's a little too much for me. So anyway, I was also gonna point out the fact that Alois got rejected by Claude, and he's
A
telling
second
Ciel
time.
this. Yeah, yeah, a second time, and he's telling Ciel all about this, and he's like, oh my god, I'm losing my twinkle. And then I thought it was just like a cute, funny conversation where Ciel's like, oh okay, and like Alois is correcting him on how to pronounce twinkle or something. I don't know. I thought it was quite entertaining.
We got some more Aloisisms.
Right?
We could write a whole book on those.
We could. We'll have to jot down everything that's been said so far.
Although, I guess it's more of a anime Cujoism.
That is true. That is true. Credit goes to her, but it's like it's her inner Alois or whatever she tends to say. So yeah. So then after that little bit, we jump to Sebastian and Claude, and here is a quote that I would like to read. Thanks, but no thanks. He turned down politely, Sebastian pouting in feigned disappointment. But I've got my sights set on someone else at the moment. Amber eyes turned toward the staircase, ruby irises following before the pair came back to meet again. And so the reason why I decided to read this was because I guess Claude is kind of joking around with Sebastian, like, oh, like, I don't know. He's kind of hinting at Claudeness here. And, like, they're joking around, obviously. But for some reason, I don't know what I was thinking, but when I was reading this, I thought that Sebastian was saying he had his sights set on someone else. And I'm like, oh, like, he's confessing to Claude that he's into Ciel. Like, I didn't see this coming. And then I was like, oh, no, I messed that up. But,
I thought it was funny that Claude, or not Claude, but Sebastian,
we're mixing them
when
up right now.
when Claude was like, "Yeah, I'm a Alois," essentially, like Sebastian was like, "Oh, make sure you rap it twice because I'm pretty
Oh,
sure he's been
yes.
around a lot."
That was a good one, too. I forgot to include that in my notes, but
I
yeah.
was like, "I can't believe you just called Alois a whore. You're such an ass."
Well,
I mean,
hey.
it's true, but you're still an ass.
That's so funny. That's Sebastian's fault, though, not Claude's. But yeah, now we get to another part of the story, which, we kind of knew about Sebastian's past, about being with somebody, but we weren't really sure who it was. So I
He
will
had a
let you,
girlfriend
yeah, I'll let you go
named
ahead and talk
Elise.
about that.
Yes, he had a girlfriend named Elise. And they broke up because she wanted a family and kids and all that crap, and Sebastian was just like, ugh. He's all about work and penis. But anyway,
That's
so
me.
Claude is telling Sebastian, he says, she's engaged, Sebastian. He revealed, peering over the rim of his glasses at his colleague. Last month. He's a doctor, and they're going to be married in the spring, Claude added, hoping the more information given would draw a response from the uncharacteristically quiet man. And I was like, ooh, his ex-girlfriend is with a doctor. Could it be CL's like specialty Neko doctor? Because that would be interesting. Like he would have to confront his ex-girlfriend then when he takes CL to go see his doctor and whatnot. I thought that'd be an interesting little scene.
Yeah, I would definitely add like to the story, like especially because Ciel's kind of jealous of Elise, and I think it would be really interesting to see that interaction. Which good catch, by the way, because it didn't even register in my mind like Doctor. Like at the end of the chapter, I realized, oh, we didn't get to meet Mystery Doctor yet, as much as we wanted to, and it didn't even hit me that hey, they mentioned a doctor. So
Let's hope Ciel doesn't go like crazy jealous and like cat claw her eyes out or anything.
oh my god, that'd be funny though. I mean,
Right?
he is an Neko, so. It was funny because when I was jotting down my notes, like adding to your set of notes, I was like, oh my god, like what if the doctor's Lao? But I was like, I don't think so. I really don't.
God help that woman if it is.
Right. That's so funny.
And then Sebastian's like lamenting and he's all sad and whatnot, and he's like, what woman would put up with him just working all the time and not having a life, especially one who wants a life that consists of a husband, 2.5 kids, a house with a white picket fence, and the 2.5 kids bit made me laugh so hard. I like lost my It was hysterical to me.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I was like, how the hell do you have half a kid? And I was like, oh, maybe like a step kid? I don't know. But I have no idea. But it just made me laugh.
Who knows? That's really funny. I feel like I've heard that quite a bit lately. Like,
really?
Just like a random like 0.5. Like, it's just like, how do you get like, 3.5 kids? I don't understand.
Right? I want 6.8 donuts.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. What was funny too, I noticed this earlier and I'll bring it up right now, is the fact that I added my little note about like, oh, Lao came to mind. And then that quote that you were going to read next is like, what woman would put up with that?
Right? Who would put up with Lao? I agree.
Ran Mao, I guess. So then after that scene, we jump again back to Ciel and Alois because we had like a little cliffhanger, not really, but in a sense, where Ciel's wanted to fess something to Alois. And he made his confession, and
he came out of the closet.
Yes.
Yes.
This was Alois's reaction as interpreted by Alex.
God, Ciel, it's about freaking time, he exhaled in exasperation after having gallant the researcher within an inch of his life. I've been waiting for years for you to finally come on out of the closet. And I was like, yay, Ciel, good for you, baby, live your life. Get out that closet.
Right? Faux serious. Now we just need Sebastian to admit it, which
right?
In this next scene, kind of gets laid out there. So before I read a few quotes of this next amazing scene, I will give a little intro. So Alois has already gone by this time. Same with Claude. Who knows what they're off to?
Right.
Hopefully, for Alois's sake.
Well, next chapter is going to start with Claude rejecting him again.
Oh no! All right, so
they're never actually going to have sex this whole story.
Oh my god, right? Until they get married or something. Claude's waiting till marriage. All right, so Ciel's getting out of the shower, which I was like, ooh, sexiness is about to happen. But not quite. So, he's kind of thinking back to, his having confessed to Ciel Ciel confessing to himself. Okay. Having confessed to Alois, I mean.
That's the first step, girl. You gotta confess it to yourself.
That's true. All right. And so then Ciel decides to make his way over to Sebastian's bedroom. And he remembered also that Claude kind of warned him, like, hey, just stay away from Sebastian for the rest of the day. But Ciel, of course, is not going to listen. So he goes on in there. Right. He goes on in there and he sees this picture of a woman. And so he's looking at it. And I guess Sebastian comes out randomly from the shadows and he's like, she's beautiful, isn't she? And blah, blah, blah. And you can tell that Sebastian, right? He is a creeper. You can tell that Sebastian's also drunk. And so, I don't know, he's kind of mopey and whatever. And Ciel's like, oh, are you just going to like stand there and be all mopey and shit? Or are you going to try and do something about it? And freaking Sebastian just like takes Ciel and like he kisses him. And then they're like suddenly on the bed. And it just leads to Sebastian sucking Ciel's dick. So this is where this quote comes in. Sebastian smirked around the rigid flesh, increasing his pace as he sucked the slippery head further into his throat. He worked the tail's tip, Ciel's body trembling violently while the large palm kept him in his place. He relished the desperate cries, the pleading for something only he could provide. It was a heady combination, and he hummed with delight. Ciel screamed at the vibrations running through his aching dick at the action, and Sebastian released his hold at the base, and he swallowed repeatedly. And, I mean, not just this quote, but just, like, the whole scene in general. Like, just the way that Anime Cujo words sex scenes and lays them out is just amazing. Like, I love it so much. And it just always seems different. Anytime there's a sex scene, like, it's never the same. Like, I feel there's different words or different descriptions of things, like, every time. And especially it's new with this story because we see Ciel as a Neko. Hence, my mentioning the whole tails tip thing because... as we mentioned in a previous chapter, it's an erogenous zone. So I really liked that part of this scene. And then Ciel climaxes and he's meowing, which is just like, I couldn't even. Like, it was just so cute. And I was just like, oh my God. Which then leads to this next quote. I'm sorry, Ciel whispered, the apology somewhat muffled behind his fingers, the nails longer and sharper now, having taken on a claw-like appearance. Sebastian's concerned face hovered over him, arms flanking his shoulders as he gazed into the feline-looking eyes. It just slipped out. That's never happened before, he explained rapidly, intrigued crimson locking onto terrified sapphire. I cannot read today. It is like such a tongue twister. But yeah, I also like that scene because it's like, hey, we get to see more of Ciel's Neko features, the longer nails, the feline-looking eyes. So I thought that was a really interesting scene right there. And I know you had somewhat different thoughts, I guess.
I did. I did enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I always enjoy Anime Cujo's sex scenes.
Of course.
But it was, I don't know, it felt awkward because it was like rebound sex because Sebastian's all sad and crying like a pathetic loser. And he, like, it felt like rapey at one point because Ciel's like, no. And then, like, he's like, I'm going to do it anyway. And then Ciel's like, okay, fine. But, like...
okay, fine.
And then, I don't know, it was just really uncomfortable. But, you know, it was good regardless of the uncomfortableness.
I could see your point. And, like, the thing was, when Anime Cujo had posted this on her Facebook and people were commenting, I was like, oh, like, a sex scene happened. I'm like, you know, I'm surprised this happened so fast. And people were reacting in, like, a really good way. And then as I started to read this, I was like, oh, like, you know, like, I hope Sebastian doesn't, like, go all the way with Ciel because, you know, it just, I don't know. I can see how it kind of rubbed you the wrong way a little bit. Like, I kind of felt the same way too. And then once I realized, like, oh, okay, it's not gonna go all the way, like, right. Okay. But it was still sexy regardless. And I thought it was kind of endearing that, like, you know, Sebastian just kind of, like, let himself cry on Ciel's shoulder.
Agreed.
Like, I feel like, you know, it sucks for Ciel because it's like, oh, Sebastian's crying over somebody else. But it's just like, Sebastian's kind of relying on Ciel right now. And, like, that's a cool thing to see.
It's a bit of a bonding moment.
It is.
And it'll also be nice if, like, this is, like, Sebastian finally is able to let go and actually love Ciel. Because, you know, he was not holding on to his ex. I won't say the name. I almost did. But, you know.
Yeah. I feel like that is, like you said, it's like a bonding moment. And that's just going to be, like, the start of their relationship. I really feel that way about it, so
I'm hoping so, and I'm hoping that if his ex is with Ciel's doctor, which I'm not gonna hold my breath, but it very well could be. I mean, you know. I'm dropping things. Sorry.
You're good.
I hope that'll be even more of a bit of a bonding thing for Ciel and Sebastian.
Indeed. So that was pretty much it for Chapter 9.
We didn't learn a whole lot. We still don't know who this damn doctor is, and it's driving me crazy. I'm like, who the is it? Like, I hope we find out in the next chapter, because, like, 4 chapters in a row now, I'm just sitting here like,
you want to know, right? Well, yeah, hopefully Chapter 10, landmark chapter, milestone chapter.
Yes.
We'll get to find out something about it. So that's pretty much it. Again, no predictions really to be made on this, really. So
yeah, nothing's really changed yet.
Yeah,
so.
Aside from your guess about maybe the exes with the doctor. So
yeah,
we'll see about this one. Yeah, it will be really cool. So yeah, we'll bid you guys farewell, and we'll catch you in the next review, Chapter 10. Exciting stuff.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.